Hey, what is good, everybody? Sneaking a stream in on you here. It's been a while. I had to miss Thursday. I didn't get home till late. Um, so figured I'd make it up for you today while I got a few minutes. Right, I won't be here long. I see we got my boy Brandon Bazel, aka Ghost, in the building. Fellow streamer, my co-host. I will. I think you're free this weekend, right? For the Sunday show. Let me know. If you hear this, let me know. Um, so we got some things we need to talk about, right? First and foremost, being the Baltimore Ravens and the debacle from last week. Now, I was gonna do this as a short. What's good, Shug? My boy Suge Knight 323 in the building. Go check out his channel if you haven't already. Please go like, share, subscribe. The man does great content. Miss Yolanda in the building. How you doing, Miss Yolanda? I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. And Shug, I'm actually gonna get to that. I was gonna save it for the pre-show actually, but I kind of agree. It's definitely possible. So let's talk about it. Our hero and zero of last weekend. So I sat here and tussled with myself. It took me a while to kind of figure out who was going to be the zero for our team, right? We already know who the hero is. The hero of the game is none other than Kyle Hamilton, right? He went out there, he played his behind off. Not only did he do a decent job at his position, but he did a phenomenal job as an outside rusher, right? And in that game, he actually seemed like the only outside rusher we had. Go figure. But he played phenomenal, and I can do nothing but give him his credit for having a great game. I would never take that away from that young man. I didn't like him as the 14th pick, but that was nothing personal. I like him as a player and his potential, but I felt as a 14th pick, we needed something different at the time. Um, but it worked out, or it's working out. It's looking like it's going to work out in the long run. So now, let's get further into this. Um, our zero. This was the hard one for me. I really, really struggled with this. Who could be the zero? Okay. What I want to do now, instead of doing this, is why I did it live instead of in the short. I'm gonna have everybody select in the comments. Just write down in the comments who you feel is going to be. I'm gonna list a few people. First, we have David Ojabo. You got a chance to solidify yourself as that guy. Show that drafting you wasn't a mistake. You've been out for over a year because of a torn Achilles. You know? So we got Ojabo. Then we have Oway. Hurt. Is this his year to prove himself? Is it just, you know, he's unlucky? Maybe he's got a bad stigma following him around? I don't know. You got to tell me. I'm not sure. Then we got, I think, the biggest one for me, John Harbaugh, right? Head coach, once again, shows up and doesn't have his team prepared to play. For me personally, I think, and there's many more. I didn't even get to Makari, who played left tackle and looked terrible. I didn't get to Musty, who came in at center, and after having a good game last week, was terrible. Um, so there's a lot of guys, even a Gus Edwards or a Justice Hill, who also were hurt and couldn't solidify themselves as the apex running back for the Baltimore Ravens. Kevin Zeitler, another one. Thank you. Another one who supposed to be one of the stalwarts on the offensive line. One of the positions we didn't think we had to worry about. He looked terrible. And we got Mr. Hendo in the building from the Rogue Pod. Go check out the channel if you have it. Great content over there. He says 0 away. And I think we have his pick. It was a rough week for the team overall. And Michelanda says, oh no, always not a 0. It was a tough week for the team overall, right? But I think we can all agree that certain things showed in this team that for certain people that it was worse for them than it was for the rest of the team. Brandon Stevens continued to struggle in coverage, but he's not. I mean, I guess he's not the worst on the team, right? He has to be pretty decent to be playing over other guys. So you have that to look forward to. But my 0 that I ended up choosing was John Harbaugh. He failed his team once again. He failed to get his guys prepared. He failed to have an actual game plan in place. And they failed to adjust. Right? What have we been saying? This team is almost incapable of going into a halftime and adjusting in certain situations, right? All they did was blitz Lamar over and over again. And we couldn't figure out a way for the life of us to stop that blitz or get Lamar in a better passing situation. Gus went out with a concussion. I can't really blame him for that. It's the NFL. These things happen, right? Injuries happen. But it's a bad timing, right? Gus had the chance to prove himself as the number 1 running back. But even before the concussion, John Harbaugh kept pulling the man out the game. Why would you do that? Gus should have had, before getting hurt, Gus should have had at least 15 carries. Maybe more. But you keep pulling them. For what reason? Again, I understand after the concussion, right? But prior to that, you had no reason at all to pull Gus out of the game. At that point, he is your number 1 running back. Treat him like it. Feed him. We don't call him Gus the Bus because he's part-time. That's not what we do. We don't call him Gus the Bus because he can't handle the load. He can't carry the offense on his back. That's not why we do that. Give him the ball. Let him work. Y'all paid him. Give him the ball. Let him work. Wide receiver. And Hendo says the O&O Express derailed. Not quite yet. I mean, we still got a long season to go. They can turn it around. And I got faith in the Ravens in general to turn it around. I have a lot of faith in the Ravens. I love my team. I know I make comments sometimes that don't seem like I do, but I guess I hold them to such a high standard that if they're not even performing half of what I think, then to me they're a terrible team. That's just my personal feelings, my personal opinion towards it. Now, to wide receiver. OBJ missed the game. That's scary. I get it. It's supposed to be an injury where it's nothing crazy. He should be back and all this other stuff. It's scary. It's Odell. He's been out for a year and a half of football. Him missing a game is scary. Okay? Tylan Wallace goes down for the season, apparently. He's on IR immediately. Hamstring. Well, guess what? Since he's been with us as a rookie, he's been on IR. He's been injured often. Right? And Bateman went down. Oh, no, here we go again. Bateman, hamstring. Now they're saying it's not serious. He's day-to-day. He should be back. Well, I don't know about that. Bateman has proven that he was durable in college, but you just get hit harder. They run faster, and the fields are trash in the NFL. And sometimes you don't recover the same, right? Especially when you have that mentality of pushing your body to a certain limit. These young players come in and they want to push their body to a limit because they have to prove that they belong. At least they feel they have to prove they belong. So nobody is really patient with getting healthy, right? She says, no, this is after she said that the Ono Express will be okay once they are no longer injured, or the team will be okay once they're no longer injured. She said, I'm not a doctor, I have no idea, but just be patient. Like I agreed, and that's what I was just getting into. Actually, perfect timing. Hey, stuff happens, right? I'm not gonna continue to call people out. It's not my job. Actually, it is. It's my job to hold them to the fire. It's all of our job as analysts, YouTube analysts, to hold them to the fire, right? But is Rashad Bateman's situation from him rushing back because he's being afraid of losing his job? I don't know. But I'd prefer the kid get healthy because we all see the potential of Rashad Bateman. We all know how good he was in college. We all know how good he can be in the NFL. We've seen it. He's done it. He showed flashes. So can he come back healthy and stay that way? I think the key is for him to actually, as much as I hate to say it, miss more time. Take more time off. Fully heal. It's not your job as a player to always try to save the team. It is the GM and the head coach's job to put the team together. It is the staff's job to make sure you guys stay healthy. Let them do their jobs as well. Don't now if they're rushing you back and you know you still have tightness or you're still hurting, you have the power to say no. What are they gonna do? Cut you? Well, guess what? If they cut you, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go sign somewhere else because other people will see the potential, right? So take your time, get healthy, come back full strength, and go out there and show these guys what you're worth. We were left with three receivers last week because of those injuries. Zay Flowers, Nelly, and who was left? And Devin Duvernay. So we had three guys out there that Lamar had to throw the ball to. I would say five, but Isaiah Likely was hurt. I mean, not hurt. Isaiah Likely couldn't catch. He disappeared. He disappeared. Right? He does this every game now for some reason. He'll come out, make one big catch, and then you never hear from him again unless it's a drop. Mark Andrews, you can see he's still trying to heal. He didn't look as fast in and out of his cuts as he normally does. Things didn't look as crisp. And he seemed to kind of fall into the background for a lot of plays as well. I don't know if that's just because Zay is getting so much burn right now, or maybe just because he's hurt. But that lends to guys have to get healthy, and we have to make the right roster decisions, like the wrong decision of keeping Kolar over Vokalek. I think Vokalek would have been a guy that could have helped us last week. It's just me. Now, while we're talking, I want to go back. We're talking pass catchers, right? So recently, I seen something. Um, Two disgruntled, somewhat wide receivers were in troubled teams who are looking to win. Now, Should Devontae Adams of the Vegas Raiders or Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings, should either of those two guys seek a trade? In my opinion, yes. Even more so if you're another team who needs a wide receiver, such as the Baltimore Ravens, just putting it out there, I'd call and make an inquiry. I know Devontae Adams got paid pretty well, so he's going to be a little expensive, but Justin Jefferson's still on a rookie contract. If I'm the Ravens, I see the way Minnesota's struggling, I'm giving them a call. And I agree with Yolanda. Send JJ our way. I'd be the first one on the phone. Hey, what is it going to take to send Justin Jefferson over here? What is it going to take? What do you want from us? We'll give you anything you need. Right? We draft picks don't matter anymore. EDC, you failed in your last several drafts. Draft picks don't matter anymore. What do you need? We'll give it this year, next year, year after that. What do you need? And give me JJ. Yep. That's listen. A few draft picks, John Harbaugh, and we'll take JJ. And that'll be perfect for me. That'll be perfect for me. That works for me. I don't need John Harbaugh here. What I need is a winning franchise. Not one that's afraid to play. Hey, we know. Listen, I know you trolling because you know darn well you'd love to have Zay and JJ on the field at the same time. There's never enough weapons. There's never too much. I've never heard of it being too much weapons for someone to use. Right? Bring them our way. We'll gladly use them. JJ, Zay, a healthy Bateman. It still hurts to say it. That trio, and then a healthy OBJ. This way you can rest him a little more during games. You ain't really got to worry about him overworking, especially since he's got an ankle now. You ain't got to overwork that injured ankle. Man, listen. Stack the team while you can. He says you can send 2 ones in Harbs. We don't need anything back. Getting rid of Harbs. That's worth it. Hey, I agree. Getting rid of Harbs is well worth it. I mean, this dude, I think Rodney said it on Lunch Break Hot Take. He doesn't play to win. Harbs plays to survive, right? He plays to sustain, but he doesn't play to win. Now, I know some people will go, well, what about all the times he went for it on 4th down last year? He was playing to win then, and y'all complained about it. There's a difference between a game plan to win and a game plan to sustain, right? He went for the win in one situation, but his game plan was to maybe win by a field goal if you could at the last minute. This is what he does, right? If we're down by more than 3, guess what? We have to go for it. This is the way he coaches. He coaches the team to be underdogs, right? What do you always hear Ravens say? Any Ravens player, what do you always hear him say? And it's sentiments echoed of the head coach. Oh, man, we like being the underdog. Why? Why wouldn't you want to be the guys? Why wouldn't you want to be the team? If you like being an underdog, that means you like having people look down at you. That means you like being looked at and said, hey, we can't compete with those guys. Why would you like that? That's a sign of weakness. We don't need that in Baltimore. As Ravens fans, we need a team to say, hey, we number one, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, we're gonna punch you in the mouth. And then Lamar is gonna throw the ball all over you. He's gonna toss it all over the yard. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Because you can't stop us. That's what we need in Baltimore. I don't care if that means trading for Jonathan Taylor and trading for Justin Jefferson and trading for Devontae Adams and going to get whatever high profile cornerback you could get. You want to build a bully. EDC's words, I want to build a bully. You haven't done it yet. And you're not drafting bullies. So where's that mentality? Where does it leave when John leaves? Because if we can become bullies again when John leaves, then get John out of here. We don't speak that name in this stream, sir. We don't speak that name in this stream, sir. Although it would be well welcomed to have him back because we have no pass rush. And the funny thing is, a lot of Ravens fans are excited about us signing Kyle Van Noy. He's not necessarily a pass rusher either, right? Pass rush is his kind of second or third ability. He's more of a run stuffer and he can defend the pass, right? He can drop back. He's a linebacker that can drop back into coverage. He did it a lot. I believe it was with the Patriots. So why are we excited about signing him? I mean, just because we need the bodies, right? But not because he's going to pass rush. Don't get me wrong, stopping the run is important too. We've done that pretty well. But I don't think he's going to help with pass rush. I don't. That's just my opinion. I guess we'll see. He's got to get up to speed. He's got to. We got to figure some things out, man. It's tough. I think it's time that we go into the off season at the end of the year, or even mid season if we have to do it. We go tell Kyle Hamilton, hey, start bulking up. You about to be outside linebacker, bro. Because it's sad. He has a similar game to 14, so we can do that on both sides. Yeah, that's what I was figuring. And hopefully we're getting Tyus Bowser back soon too. But again, he's that same type of player. And pass rush is lacking, like big time. Pass rush is lacking big time. And it's almost scary to think about it. So let's go get those guys. Let's build up this team. Let's make a bully, right? Let's make a bully in Baltimore. Speaking of bullies, right, we're gonna fall away from the NFL a little bit here. And that happened. That happened. Said Bowser was on a separate practice field. Okay, so he's practicing. So hopefully soon, we'll get him back. That's not what I was gonna say. B squared, but Dame Dollar, Damian Lillard got traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, this is the definition to me of okay, yeah, we've won a chip before, but apparently we don't have enough now. And then going out and getting enough, right? Let's be real. Nobody in their right mind thinks that having Dame Dollar and Giannis is not enough to win the championship. That is a scary combination. Giannis has already won a chip, and he has not teamed with another superstar yet. His best player has been what, Drew Holiday, right? Or Middleton. I'll say Middleton too. Now you give him a guy like Damian Lillard. Oh my goodness, that is gonna be dangerous. The Eastern Conference better look out because these boys are gonna be ready to go. Dame is championship deprived. He's playoff deprived. He's ready to get back in there, and he's ready to ball out. Dame Lillard is ready to ball out, man. And him and Giannis with Middleton. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. They I think our Magic need to run and hide when it comes to that team. And I like the potential we have, but nah, them boys next level now. That's what I'm saying. You build that wall. Now he's got more than Chris Middleton. Now he's got more than Chris Middleton to kick it to. So you take that wall, you can throw that out, throw that whole idea out the window now. Throw that whole idea out the window because now he's got Lillard and Middleton to kick it to. Not to mention Brook Lopez is still going to be there too, and we know he's not afraid to shoot a three. That team's going to be dangerous. And not to say that other teams aren't dangerous, other teams aren't good, but that's just as a new unit, that's a little scary. And it's not like they went and formed like a big three, big four. It's two superstars playing with guys that were already there. Good role players that were already there. It's gonna be amazing to see though. I don't know if they still have Bobby Portis. I thought Bobby Portis was out. I thought he left. If he's still there, then that's yeah. Yeah. It's a crazy combo of guys there that's going to be extremely interesting. Um the Suns, they did pretty good in that trade too, especially getting rid of DeAndre Ayton. Now DeAndre Ayton gets to go to Portland and try to show that he's worth something, and he didn't want to be there anymore. He didn't want to be there anymore. So it's good to he gets a chance to go out and prove that he can be a very good player. I don't know if he's that guy. I don't think DeAndre Ayton really has that dog in him for a guy who's a 7 foot center, but he does have talent. And if he could get his mid range shot together, then he can be a real problem. Especially even if he can stretch his range, he can be a real good problem. But he doesn't show. He shows a lot of that like unwillingness, kind of to better himself, which is we've seen that in a number of guys over the years. But hopefully I'm wrong. He just didn't like it in Phoenix, and he comes out, he just balls out in Portland. But those teams, I think it was a good trade for pretty much everybody. But the pairing of Dame to Giannis, that I think wins the trade because that's a combo that we haven't seen. I know Phoenix still has Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, but I mean, this is Dame's been waiting for like he tried his hardest to not do a super team thing, and to me, this ain't a super team, but it's two great players that just ended up together because it had to happen. So it's gonna be a good, interesting NBA season. I can't wait for that. My Orlando Magic's gonna be better than y'all think. All right, we coming for the playoffs. I'm saying it. Y'all can ridicule me later if we don't, but we making the playoffs, and I stand on that. This doesn't change a thing. Orlando, baby. Orlando. We in there. Now, talks of other playoffs, and this is gonna be the last thing I talk about before I end the stream because I do gotta go pick up my daughter. But my Connecticut Sun are in the WNBA playoffs. We won round one. Um, round two. Our third game of the series is tonight. I'm telling y'all now. Look out for them Connecticut Sun. I I agree, Yolanda. I agree. Hey yo, Hendo. Don't do that. Don't do that, sir. I'm not even gonna put that on the screen because I don't like that disrespect. What you mean, sir? It's a Friday. We usually don't stream later on Fridays. That's a I think Hendo got a stream tonight. Somebody got a stream tonight. It wasn't me though. Now if you want to stream later, B, if you want to stream your heart out. If you need me to be there, I will find a way. But this was my makeup stream for Thursday because I had to pick my daughter up from practice. Then I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. Life was life, so I wasn't able to get back in time to do the stream. Um, but you know, I did not. Hold on, who's missed several streams? Sir, go back and check. I've been here every week except for last week or yesterday. Sorry, I've been here every week except for yesterday, and all the other ones that I missed, I made up for it. Hmm. 2 hours. So Yolanda said it. 2 hour stream from Hendo. Okay, that's what we got. 2 hour stream from Hendo. Makeup for what tonight? I already did. This was my makeup stream for last night. That's why I'm doing it now. We got a 2 hour stream, ladies and gentlemen. There will be a 2 hour stream from the Rogue Pod tonight. It's gonna be a great time. He brings the content, he brings the fire. So be there or be square. No pun intended. Right? Be there. You got this, Hendo. Ain't it? Look, it's terrific. It is. We appreciate you, Hendo. Thank you for the stream leader. And I appreciate all of y'all for coming through. Y'all already know where y'all can find me. You're on YouTube, Living Big with Big Regg. Same thing on TikTok and Twitter. Although there might be a name change to the channel coming. We'll see. I don't know. No, you are starting. Listen, yeah, what time? What time? Yolanda would like to know what time your show is going to be tonight. I would too, so I can let the people know and everybody can tune in. What time is your show tonight, Endo? 8 p.m. Roughly 8 p.m. 7 p.m. He'll say 8. I think roughly 8 p.m. Usually he goes around 8 p.m., 7 or 8 p.m. So probably 7 or 8 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. Check out the Rogue Pod. And as for me, that's it for me for today. I love y'all. Thank you for coming through, spending some time with me. I appreciate y'all. And from the bottom of my heart, y'all have a blessed day. It means the world to me spending a little time with y'all. Stay blessed. Peace.